We are live and direct once again. What's happening, everybody? I'm the bald kid nostalgic, and this is SlickBlast RapCast, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special show tonight, and I'm excited to be chopping it up with a longtime veteran turntablist and the legendary Rob Swift. And I see that the Real DMT has already joined. Thank you, my brother. All right. And cool, he got it. The gentleman, I'm in. Okay, the DMT's on. Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
What up, bro?
What's up, brother? Hey, you're sideways like Paul Wall, but I like it. I like the.
Oh wait, is that a problem? Can you see me like normal though?
I can see. It's kind of cool, actually. I like it. Let it ride.
Right.
It's cool. You're sideways, but it's cool. I can still see you. Are you good? Are you comfortable that way? Are you good that way?
Yeah. Am I actually like sideways on my screen? I'm like upright. I don't know.
Okay. So that's cool. We could let it ride like that. So I'm gonna.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. Well, good to see your mug, man. You know, we had a good conversation yesterday, and then we got the gentleman to the left. I see the artwork, the Brolic Army, and Rob Swift. He should be on with us in a few. So welcome, man. Welcome to SlickBlast RapCast.
Thank you, bro.
There goes the man with the plan right there. There he goes, man. So let's give a round of applause to both of you cats. You know, this is
Thank you, bro.
yeah, SlickBlast RapCast. We have the legendary Rob Swift, OG member of the Executioners, and
DMT.
What's up, bro?
The reason your camera might be sideways is you might have it landscape.
okay.
I don't know if that's why.
Yeah.
Am I not supposed? Is that better? Did that fix it?
It looks.
No, wait. Nope. That didn't fix it. I could just hold it. I mean, like, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean it's good, man. You know, we can improvise it if you feel comfortable that way.
Hang on. Let's do this. Well, I had it set up on like this tripod thing. Whatever. Is that better?
There you go, my man. There you go. It's butter now.
Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let me put more lights on.
Appreciate that, Rob. Good looking out.
Yeah, no worries.
Boom.
Yeah, welcome, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys being on. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
doubt.
Yeah, man. So, all right, there we go. Now we're good. All right. Yeah. So welcome to SlickBlast RapCast. I am nostalgic. These two special guests. We have the legendary Rob Swift. It's Brolic Arm, correct?
Yeah, DJ Rob Swift, but Brolic Arm is a fun nickname. I gave
No,
myself.
yeah, I know. As far as the moniker, because I see you've been working out, bro. You've been doing your thing. You look like you could get ready for a Marvel movie, man. You've been
Yeah,
you've been doing it,
yeah,
man.
man. Health is wealth, right? So
And you
stay at
took
the
the words
gym
out of my
Monday through
mouth.
Friday.
Yeah, well, yeah, health is wealth, absolutely, and great minds think alike. Well, my man, the DMT, welcome a talented MC from New York, man. Welcome to the show as well.
Thank you, bro.
Yes,
Proud to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to know, man, how did you guys link up? How did that begin in terms of yeah, it was obviously an organic thing, but how did you guys hook up for this project?
I used to DJ.
You mean like originally?
Well, I'll start the answer and then I'll let DMT finish it off.
Word.
I used to DJ at a spot called Queen's Comfort in Astoria, Queens, which is pretty much my neighborhood. I grew up in Jackson Heights. Astoria is like a 5-minute drive from Jackson Heights, and I did like a hip hop brunch is the best way to describe it. People would come to this small little restaurant on 30th Avenue in Astoria and Steinway and eat good food and listen to good music, courtesy of myself. And on other weekends, they had other DJs like Rob Select. Anyway, on one particular, I think it was a Sunday afternoon, I was DJing there and I invited Supernatural, who's a freestyle king.
Oh, yes.
At the top of the head, that guy is amazing. And I invited him to come rock with me. So I'm spinning beats. He's rhyming. The beat nuts were there. it was a lot of fun, man. It was packed, and Super Nat had the entire venue just bugging out. Like people were eating their food, surprised and shocked at his ability to freestyle about what they were eating, what they were wearing. It was really cool. And I remember sitting down to watch the video of the day, the afternoon, the brunch, because I filmed it. And I saw this kid there like bopping to Supernatural as Supernatural is rhyming. And I just remember thinking like, this is dope, like that, because usually when people would come to see me DJ at this spot, it wasn't like they were necessarily like the most hip hop knowledgeable people. Like it was just people that liked music and liked foodies, but like music.
Right.
But
Casual.
but casual, right? But something about the way DMT was like taking in what Super Nat was saying, I could tell that like he was an MC as well. So that was my first connection to DMT, was actually on video, because at the event while it was all happening, I was just focused on DJing. So I didn't know DMT was there until I watched the video. And I was like, man, I wonder, damn, this kid, like you could tell he's really enjoying this. Like you could tell he's appreciating it in a way that although everyone else is happy and having fun, you could tell he's really like analyzing that.
And I had no idea what was happening too. I just walked in. My mind was, I was like, what the hell kind of place is this?
That's crazy.
It was a different level, obviously, for you, right? DMT was a different level. Rob is saying, you were on another plateau mentally. You were naturally feeling it. And like Rob said, everybody else was enjoying it. It was a good spirited thing. But for you, on an MC sense, it just connected, right? Naturally.
Yeah, absolutely. It was,
very cool.
My DJ buddy was Kaliko had actually had brought me out there. It was he had driven 6 days from Oregon to make some music with me, and he was like, "Yo, we got to go check out DJ Rob Swift." And I didn't even know like Queen's Comfort or anything, any of this was happening. And I don't even think like Avatar was one of the hosts. He came outside. He had like a little selfie stick. He would do like a Periscope thing. And he had, like, Kaliko put me on blast behind me. He's like, yo, my boy spits fire. Have him spit something. So I spit a little quick verse. And, like, Rob didn't even hear that until like, after. You know what I mean? And, but it was completely random. We had no idea the Beatnuts were going to be there. I had no idea that Supernat was going to be there. And I ended up sitting right in front. Like, if you watch the video, Supernatural at the 3 o'clock flow, you'll see I'm just sitting there. My mind's totally, my hair's much shorter than it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just mind blown.
So like a week or two after that event with Supernat and the Beatnuts, James tells me, yo, I got this kid named the Real DMT, and I want him to rhyme with us during the 3 o'clock flow. The 3 o'clock flow was a special little thing that we did at this brunch party that I DJ'd at 3 o'clock p.m. every Saturday, every Sunday. James Avatar, the host of the brunch on the weekends, would rhyme. It's funny because you look at him and you underestimate his talent for rapping, writing rhymes. He just looks like a funny guy. Like he's funny. He's like a character, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't think he raps. And, he and I would do this 3 o'clock flow thing. And then on that specific Sunday, a couple of weeks after Nat appeared at our brunch party, James was like, yo, I got this kid that was at the Super Nat show and he's back and he rhymes. And Rob, would you mind if he does the 3 o'clock flow with us? And what's funny, DMT, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, DMT.
Yeah.
I was hesitant at first because I was like, James, I don't know this guy. Like, who are you talking about? Like, you're just springing like this person on me, and like I don't know who this is, and like we haven't, we don't know if he's good enough to handle himself like on the spot like that. That was what I thought. I didn't say. Let me correct myself. I didn't necessarily say that to James, but I thought that. But then I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And then DMT got on, and you could tell like he had something to say. Like it wasn't like he was just rapping about how good he raps. You know what I mean? Which is what
braggadocious.
That's what most MCs do. Like they rap about how good they rap. But no, when he got on the mic, he was like dropping jewels. And I was like, oh man, that was cool. Like that was interesting. It was different from the average, yo, I'm the shit, da 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 da. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So after that, he just became a regular part of the flow. And it became a thing, like the three of us, myself, James Avatar, and the Real DMT. So that's how we met. And we just formed a really cool creative bond from there.
That's a beautiful thing, a beautiful story, because this is the thing, man. I got to tell you, DMT, you did something right. Because guess what? When you have the gentleman next to you, when you have a legend like Rob Swift of the Mighty Executioners, that I was bumping and freaking, after high school. And I'm not trying to make you feel old, my brother, because you look good. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Just the natural essence of hearing you guys and you know, copying your CDs at Tower Records in Chicago back in the day when I was a youngin'. So it's a blessing in disguise, and I want to congratulate you, DMT, for you guys, and also Rob, for you guys connecting on an organic, natural sense. Because nowadays, like you said, Rob, you know how it is. And DMT had this conversation on the phone. We had a nice conversation, right, for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, man, yesterday.
Yeah, it was nice. And, you know, nothing but great things to speak about Rob, and just a genuine, heartfelt, just everything was natural, you know, and hip-hop right now, hip-hop in New York is back. And what I mean by that is, it never left, obviously, but what I mean by that is the essence, like the 90s. I feel like that feel-good feeling is back. And guys like you, both of you guys are keeping it alive. You know, you guys are contributing to, you know, and that's appreciated. From a Chicago guy, I'm a Midwestern guy, and I've always followed New York rap in the 90s because that's, you know, the golden era was obviously a huge thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I just want to say on my behalf, and I'm sure a lot of people that are chiming in, that we appreciate, you know, we appreciate everything, Rob, that you've done. And we got to give you your flowers while you're physically here right now. So I want to give you your flowers. And I thank you for everything you've done for the culture.
Right on. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And DMT, my man, you already know, like, you know, you're doing your thing, my dude. So
thank you. That's DMT could stand for that. DMT doing my thing. You know what I mean?
There you go. There you go. Yes. See, that only an MC could come up with something quick like that. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man, working with Rob, it's always always an honor. It's, you know, he's a legend. You know what I mean? Yeah. So every time I'm just so grateful that the universe linked us up. You know what I mean? That it grew as organically as it did.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then that was, I want to say 4 years ago, DMT?
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, like right? 4, maybe even more. Yeah, like four or more.
Oh, wow.
Probably 4.
Yeah. Okay. So now we are actually collaborating together in a recording sense, not just at a brunch. Like, we're making music together. And last year, in the beginning months of the pandemic, DMT sat down and wrote The Cure, which is our first debut EP as a duo. And he and I did the beats together. I did the scratches. We put it out on Fat Beats Records. It dropped in May of last year. And
shout out to Fat Beats, man.
Yeah, shout out to Fat Beats for supporting this kind of hip hop. And then we followed that up with our sophomore album, which we released this past Friday, called Halls of Karma. And Fat Beats, once again, is releasing it, or released it. It's out now. It's available on all platforms. And that's why DMT and I are here with you to just, you know, talk about the project and push it. You know, it's not like music like this really has the kind of platform that a lot of the other kind of rap that's out now does. So, you know, we appreciate having this opportunity to talk about the EP. You know, again, it's one of those projects that is more about the message than us bragging about, like, how nice I am behind the turntables and how nice he is behind the mic. Like, we're trying to get people to think and provoke some conversation, you know, about like what's going on in the world, what's going on with us with regards to social media and what we value and all that stuff. It's a pretty deep project.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's
way too much going on right now to just, you know, say the same thing the last guy did. You know what I mean? Oh, cook crack and, you know, oh, I'm the
Like we
shit.
talked
You
about,
ain't
right?
never touched the brick.
Cooking crack
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
kitchen. I remember I
Yeah.
said, how come you can't just have Lucky Charms in the kitchen? It's always got to be
Right. So you
cooking.
got to cook crack in the kitchen.
It's
You
always
know what I mean?
cooking
You ain't never
something.
touched the brick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like repetitive and like, I'm 41, man. So it's like, again, the golden era, Rob knows, like the golden era, we were used to a high standard where everybody was an individual. Everybody had their own style and personality, right? So nowadays, like Rob mentioned, that other type of rap, he said it obviously, that was respectfully. It's so different now. So when you guys come out with a project like this, the first thing I think of when I hear these tracks, the 5 tracks, and I digested them this whole day, and Apocalypse is dope. The song with the cat is dope. Clickbait. I mean, all 5 songs are dope, but the context, like Rob said, it's talking about everything that's going on and the reality of human beings and what they're doing now, whether it's with their phones or just you're speaking on reality, and that is hip hop. Hip hop is reality, and
Respect.
yeah. So the clickbait song, whose idea was the clickbait? When you guys came together with the whole because everything that's going on right now, how was that? How did that come to fruition? The clickbait.
I'll
I
answer
think that was
first.
Rob's idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll start to answer, and then I'll let DMT kind of take over. But
Thank you.
I was sitting at home going through music. Usually, the way I get my inspiration when I want to make a song is I hear a dope loop. That's basically what happens. Like I hear a dope loop, and then once that loop penetrates my ears, ideas start to come with regards to topics, things that the song could address, what the scratches might sound like. It's really funny how it all kind of comes together in my brain, all from just hearing a loop. So I was, I got my records here. It's like my record collection, literally like I'm sitting, I got some Organized Confusion right here.
Classic.
But I have like a lot of old jazz and old soundtracks, and I got ESG right here. This is a classic. Anyway,
Nice.
I was playing music and I came across the loop for Clickbait. It's not a loop like DMT and I, like we chopped up the beat and just mapped it out so that it doesn't necessarily play exactly like the song. But I heard the song and boom, it hit me, because the music, when you listen to Clickbait, is sort of mesmerizing. Like it puts you in a trance, and it just reminded me of being like at like a one of those peep shows on 42nd Street back in the days. And now the modern day peep show is OnlyFans. You know what I mean? And
You know what?
whereas
Yeah.
whereas back in
It's
the
crazy.
days, you would go to 42nd Street and pay whatever $5-10 to like look at a nude girl.
Physically.
Now, right now you open your OnlyFans account and you get a girl to like do stupid shit, online on Twitter and shit like that. And I was like, yo, this would be a great topic to tackle, like clickbait, like how men are enticed to become members of these kind of pages, OnlyFans, and they spend their money on garbage, really, when you think about it.
Absolutely.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my
I
opinion,
agree.
like I'm not trying to judge anybody.
No,
But
of course. I agree, though.
The idea came to me after I heard that record that I encountered that I didn't even realize I had. And then I hit up DMT and I was like, yo, I found a dope loop that we could build a song around. And I think the song needs to tackle the whole clickbait culture that we live in right now with regards to social media and OnlyFans. And I told DMT my idea, and then he just ran with it. And I'll let DMT answer the rest of that question.
Yeah, I remember your exact words were something along the lines of Johns who never even get to meet the girl that they're paying for. You know what I mean? People who end up basically they're a John that never even gets to fuck.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So I started doing a whole bunch of research. You know what I mean? I looked into stories of sextortion, of people who got blackmailed, people who, and like I said, he ended up in a cam to cam vid with Vicky. She tricky. She Facebook dig and find wife, and she blackmailed John for the rest of his life. You know, that's like a story that I actually found online.
Wow. Wow.
So I was just reading all sorts of people's different experiences on like sextortionists and how and of course, it's like, it's not just limiting to women. Of course, men can be predators too. But right now, like Joe Rogan says, the pussy has the pull. Dick does not have that same kind of pull. The power of the pussy, like it's no millions of girls are clicking on dudes' photos and joining dudes' OnlyFans. That's like, that's a feminine kind of pull. Right. So, Rob had sent me the entire loop idea, the entire structure of the song, what he wanted to tackle, and I remember I took everything, compiled it, and wrote basically these stories. And Rob was like, I think this is too direct. Like this is like it. I ended up rewriting it like 3 or 4 times actually before we came to the version where Rob was like, this is good, because I was just like directly translating the stories right off the bat. You know what I mean? And
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that, DMT, because clickbait, when you listen to it, in my opinion, it comes together so well and everything just connects and flows. But people may underestimate or not realize, because they weren't there during the process.
Right.
DMT and I went back and forth for like weeks trying to get the song. I know, like, being that I was the one that initially came with the vision for the song, I was kind of stuck in my head as to how I wanted it to sound. And we got the beat sounding right, but the story that DMT, or the few stories that DMT was telling in the initial weeks of writing the song, like, it was powerful stuff, but it wasn't
too direct.
Direct, exactly. And I wanted to say, man, like, I really appreciate DMT's willingness to trust me and keep rewriting the song. Like he said, he rewrote the song, I want to say 3 to 4 times, and then finally, I remember, just as I started to think maybe we should just give up on this idea for now, go move on to the next song and then come back to it. Just as I started to think that, he sent me the version of Clickbait, which ended up being the song that is out now. So it came together, and it was a really cool process of like, nah, this ain't it. And me having to figure out a way to like communicate that, so that I'm not being disrespectful either, because he's an artist. And
no, dude, I've never taken it. Like, you gotta, like, Rob is an absolute legend in hip hop and like a guru in a sense. So when he, like, a constructive criticism and also a professor, Rob's a Professor Swift. You know what I mean? So anytime there's constructive criticism, like I always, like, if you watch like interviews of Tribe Called Quest and Q-Tip and shit, Q-Tip is the most anal, but like, he does not he'll be like, nope, rewrite it, nope, scrap the whole fucking beat, nope, go through it again, we're not doing it, I don't like it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how they make such great music, you know what I mean? So you can't let the ego get involved. I have no problem ever, I'll rewrite, and that happens with a lot of our projects. Like, there were a couple of songs in the album where the first thing I wrote, Rob was like, this is it, you know what I mean? But there's a couple of songs I rewrote a few times, and that.
Yeah, I can relate to you, DMT, because I'm also an MC myself, so I can definitely relate, because I've written songs 4 or 5 times, and then you say to yourself, the third one was better than the 5th one, but then it's like, okay, you naturally know when it's time, and that's a good thing, man. As they say, you can't rush perfection, right? You can't rush a great thing, and it's got to be organically. It can't be forced, because then it won't be what you guys really wanted. So I'm glad that you took the time and look at the final product. I mean, like I said, it's been great, man. I'm digging the whole EP. There's
a video to Clickbait. So anyone watching this live that's interested in some creative visuals, oh man, my boy Elise Forel put together the coolest video to Clickbait. It's an animated video, and there's all these characters, and you have me like scratching and DMT with a bullhorn
Like the
rhyming.
newspaper stand.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
I was trying to figure that out. Yeah,
It's dope artistic. Like,
it's
very
really
cool.
artistic. Yeah, exactly. And it takes place on 42nd Street, the old Times Square, where it was so seedy, and you had like prostitutes next to drug dealers, next to tourists. That to me was the vibe that I wanted to capture in the song, was like the old 42nd Street, Times Square sort of vibe. And I feel like social media is that now. It's like a cesspool of just, you know, anything goes. And that's what 42nd Street, Times Square was back in the day.
Yeah, that's a dope story, man, and it's authentic. That's what I like about it. You know, like you said, the old 42nd Street. You wanted to remember it the way you remembered it, right, Rob? Where it was very authentic and just gritty. You know, nowadays
Through music.
Yeah, through music, and a lot of things, unfortunately, are glamorized, man. You know, people try to glamorize things on social media, and like I said it on my show yesterday, real quick. I said I don't care if you have 7,000 followers. That does not define you as a person. Because guess what? Out of the 7,000 followers, there's probably 2,000 that you would never see in your life or never have a relationship with. And that's not to say that's a bad thing that you're having followers, but my whole thing is, like you guys said, human interaction is very important. Just like calling somebody on the phone. I still call my friends over the phone. I do checks, wellness checks, you know, because it's important, man, to connect still. Like I don't, if I'm texting you, you guys know how it is. Like if I'm texting you, it's for emergency purposes. For certain reasons, you can text, but I just feel like talking to somebody, it's just a better effect. It's just
Have you ever had that where you send somebody a text that means one thing and they read it in like a different tone of voice?
Oh my God!
Yeah, and they're like, "Whoa!" What? And you're like, "No, wait! You took that totally wrong."
Welcome to the club.
You don't have the body language. You don't have the eye contact. You don't have the context. You know what I mean?
Sucks. Yeah, and then the emojis throw you off too. Like I'm in group chats.
Yep.
I'm in a decent amount of group chats because again I like to interact with people. I like to share stories. It's always positive stuff, you know. And sometimes when people throw emojis, I'm like, what does he mean? Does he mean that is he being a douchebag and being sarcastic? Did he not like what was going on, or did he really was he sincere? Like you said, you never know nowadays, right? In this day and age, it's just tough. You know, it's tough sometimes. So to digest. But yeah, man. I mean, so you guys are doing great things, man. It's the story is great, and I gotta give you a shout out, by the way. This Rob, the Soulful Fruits. I was hearing that like a week ago in the car. Soulful Fruit. That's a classic, man.
Yeah, man. It's my first official mixtape. You know, I've done mixtapes in the past, but this is the mixtape that I led with under the name, under the moniker, I should say, Rob Swift. And I remember making duplicate copies at home, taking 20 cassette tapes to Fat Beats.
Wow.
Them, you know, me selling them for $10 to Fat Beats, them selling them to $20 to the clients that they had, the people that would go record shopping at their store. And a couple of years after I dropped the mixtape, Peanut Butter Wolf, who runs Stone's Throw record label out from the West Coast, was like, yo, man, I want to put this out for you on vinyl and let's distribute it like worldwide. And that's when it became the phenomenon that it is now. Like this people think that that's my first album, and it wasn't. It was a mixtape that started off on cassette and ended up on wax, you know? And I'm proud of it because I recorded that, and I'm sure DMT would appreciate this, but I recorded that on a little four track machine. So it's not like
I still have one of those.
Yeah,
I got
that's crazy. Damn, that's nuts.
Wow. I remember back in high school, I picked up one of those from this dude in the city. And I used to tell people, like, yo, we're going to go to the studio. We're going to go to the studio. And they come up there and have this little 4-track. And they look at me like, what the fuck is that?
But if you know how to use it, you know, I think that's what's dope about hip hop is the resourcefulness that revolves around someone that just hears all these sounds in their head and wants to like put it all down, right? And you figure out how to make whatever you're working with work, you know? So if it's a 4-track, I'm going to figure out a way to put this mixtape, this masterpiece mixtape together. And that's what I did, dude. And like, you'd fuck up on a 4-track, you'd have to rewind. And it's not like now, you know, you have Pro Tools and you could just copy and paste shit and delete shit super fast and get right back to the turntables and cut. Like, it was a process.
It's obvious when you punch in on one of those.
Yeah. But it came out so good that, you know, I dropped the mixtape in like 1994, 1995. Yeah. And, you know, we're here 2021 and the tape is still being referenced. So it's one of those timeless pieces of hip hop for sure.
Yeah, man. So thank you for that classic, because I enjoyed it. And it took me back to memory lane. And I had hair back then, man, in 95, 95. I had hair, man.
Yeah.
You know, so it was cool. It was,
yeah.
It was a good time. So I got to ask this question because I've asked all my guests so far in this new show that we have. It's still fresh and new. It's still a baby. Dream scenarios and collabs. I like to throw people off and, you know, get people on their toes. Dead or alive. I'm going to ask Rob first. Dream collab with an MC. It could be a DJ, an MC. Somebody in the hip hop world, dead or alive, that you would collaborate with, Rob, if you had the opportunity to do so.
Guru comes to mind.
Woo!
As far as MC wise. Like, I really love how Guru worked with Premier, and you could tell that Guru really respected Premier, not just as a producer but as a DJ. Like, there was I don't know, like, just a chemistry there that you don't quite get often between an MC and a DJ. Alive, man, I've worked with already cats like Pharoah Monch and Cool G Rap, you know, Big Pun, rest in peace. We collaborated with him on some of the Executioners shit that we've done. I guess I'd love, you know, I'm a big fan of Rakim, so I would love to connect with him in the studio, you know, if something like that were to happen. But yeah, that's probably Rakim, Guru, for sure.
Okay, great answers. Rest in peace to Guru. Rakim the God, he's still doing his thing. And man, those are great choices, by the way. Great choices, man. DMT, who would be your dream scenarios? DOA, who would be your dream?
Well, Rob threw out what I was gonna say, Big Pun, just because his style, his delivery, you know what I mean. Big Pun is absolutely, his delivery is legendary. And Alive probably Busta Rhymes. Honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah, because his delivery, you know, he's originators, you know what I mean? He's just always unique, comes with, like, I feel like he would, you know, put, like, rhyming with Busta Rhymes would push me to an even higher level. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I gotta come with my hardest flow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that would be dope.
It'll be Dungeon Dragon and Dungeon DMT, man. Dungeon Dragon, because, you know, that'd
be another kind of extinction level event, you know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And that was a dope album, by the way, the one he just came out with, Rock. Speaking of Rob, when, you know, they flipped the Whose World Is the World Is Yours beat, and Rakim I had goosebumps hearing Rakim over the World Is Yours beat, you know, in that intro. That was nice. Mm-hmm. I agree, man. Big Pun is definitely he's definitely in my top 5 of all time MCs because of the rapid flow, like you said. He was very charming, just natural with it, witty. He was amazing, man. Gone too soon. That's dope, man. That's super dope. So, Rob, I saw that you guys, so you're heading to Florida. Can you talk a little bit about that? You're heading to Florida for an event, right? Is it
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Orlando, Florida this weekend. I look forward to it because it's the first official gig where I'm traveling to since the beginning of the pandemic. So I'm excited to go on a plane and go somewhere else and connect with other DJs. And basically, this is just like a little conference amongst DJs in the Orlando area. And I think they're called Florida Fleet DJs. And I'm just happy to be traveling. And I'm glad that this whole pandemic shit, you know, as far as like my line of work, DJing, we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, like bright as fuck. Like, you know, I wasn't sure if that was going to happen this year or next year, but it looks like things are opening up again, and we could now start making plans to not just stream and connect with people, you know, via the internet, but like do it in person, which is important, man, because DJing in your bedroom is cool. You know, going on IG Live and streaming is cool, but there's no feeling like connecting with people in the flesh and seeing and feeling people's response to what you're doing on the turntable. So this weekend's going to be cool. And then in June, myself, Mr. Sinister, the Real DMT got a gig June 12th in New Jersey.
Nice.
So, you know, May, June, back-to-back gigs, and I'm excited, man. It feels like we're finally getting back to whatever normal is going to look like now. So
that's great. Well, congratulations on the gigs, man. I'm happy for you guys. And it's a great thing for hip-hop because, like you said, physically being there and connecting with other people that appreciate what you guys do, that's great. So I'm very happy to hear that for you guys. That's great, man. And yeah, it looks like everything's opening up. So, you know, we'll have the faith and stay positive, and I do feel that things will get better. Definitely will get better moving forward. So that's a beautiful thing. The Halls of Karma, dude. That's a dope name. Is there a definition, behind that title, the Halls of Karma? Was there like a message behind that?
I'll let DMT take that.
Go for it.
So yeah, Halls of Karma is it was referenced in the intro of one of the Rob had sent me. You know, he sends me the he usually hears the beat or the concept in his head. Like there's been times when, you know, I've come up with the beat, and he's like, oh, that's dope. But most of the time it's Rob like, yo, I heard this loop, I heard this, and so he sends me over, you know, the intro that you hear with the guys like, you know, I felt the presence of the two evil, you know, the two forces, the between the God and the devil, good and evil, however you want to call it, and he references it as the Halls of Karma. Said when I went to the Halls of Karma, and I originally had we were going back, but what should call the album, and we were going back and forth with different ideas. You know, a magnum opus was one of the ideas that we were playing with, and then I forget if it was me or Rob, but one of us proposed Halls of Karma, and that just stuck. We're just like, you know what, that's the name.
Yeah.
It had that ring to it, you know what I mean?
Nice. Okay, that's dope. Yeah, I see some of our people that are chiming in. Somebody said, I'm going to see, all right, the Rugged Man. So a bunch of people are also going to live events too, you know, coming up.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good, man. Live music, especially hip hop, man, is just, it's something that energy wise, it's hard to explain to someone that had never seen a b-boy get busy right in front of them, or a DJ cut it up, or a DJ and an MC go back and forth in that chemistry, man. Like, you know, there's all these verses going on and you see it like on your phone, but experiencing it in person is a completely different thing, man. So I'm glad that people are starting to get out again and yeah, experience music the way I feel it should be experienced.
Nice. There's nothing like being at one of the live shows where Rob and Sinister are doing the whole circling around each other and all their crazy ass tricks they do. It's scratching under the leg and shit. It's one thing to see it on you know, IG, but it's nothing like being there. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I do appreciate are the scratches, the ziggas. I've always been enamored by that, man. So, you know, got legends like the Executioners, DJ Cuber, DJ Revolution. There's so many guys out there that if it was Jazzy Jeff, if it wasn't for you guys, you know, it would be like kind of bland. I just feel like the scratches need to be more incorporated nowadays with hip hop songs, I feel. And some artists don't use scratches, you know what I mean? Because, you know, some of the mainstream guys, you hear it, it's just a simple hook. I went to Target and bought hot dog buns, and then there's no scratch. It's just like a loop. And it's like, no, I want to hear scratches because it just...
Hit it with some auto-tune, we're good. Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Call it a day.
I remember my the first like MC crew that I got with back at, like right out of high school. I grew up on old school. Like my favorite thing, my first experience with hip hop was when I was like 4 years old. My mom got a little audio tape that had all of Aesop's fables, like the story of the fisherman and his wife. But in hip hop form, once upon a time, a long time ago, out by the sea where the cold winds blow, a fisherman lived with his wife in the shack. They ate fish every day and gave the bones to the cat. And that I would like play it again, play it again. It was the thing like I listened to all the time, over and over and over. So I grew up with that old school flow, that old school delivery. Hearing scratches and shit. And the crew that I was with at the time, I kept telling them, we need to get a hip hop DJ. We need to get like scratches, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" No, we need to get auto tune. We need, we just go up there with the CD, you put play, and you.
We're shaking our head. Look at me, Rob and I shook our heads at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I remember arguing this with them, like, "No, dude, like that's not what this is about." You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was a little bit of a clash. A clash of what we perceived the genre to be, you know what I mean? Because they were they were a couple of years younger than me, and they, came from, more of like a Drake, like the sort of not nothing against Drake, you know what I mean? But like it's a different kind of style than the golden age hip hop with scratches, you know what I mean, and DJs, Yeah. To me, hip hop was an MC and a DJ, and they didn't really get that. So when I linked up with Rob and it happened again, I ended up talking to my boy back in the day, and he told me from back in the day, he was like, "Yo, this must be like your dream come true, man, because you were always talking about that. You were always talking about having a hip hop DJ, and now you're linked up with like the best hip hop DJ there is, and just grateful to the universe, man. It's like,
you know what? And here's the thing, man. Good people, that's what good things happen to good people, man, and it's all about patience. And look at that, man. Everything comes full circle because here you two are now. I got two good guys, talking great hip hop and rich history. So congratulations once again for linking up with Rob, because not too many people can say that they did, they've done that. So that's a beautiful thing, Great. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'll be looking forward to so I wanted to ask you guys real quick, because I'm a vinyl collector. I physically like CDs, cassettes, everything's coming back, right? Do you guys have anything coming out on vinyl? Because I would love for you guys to sign it, man, and I'll definitely support an order. But I wanted to know.
Yeah, so that's a very popular question. Is it coming out on vinyl? And
right.
I don't know, to be honest with you. A lot of that depends on whether or not Fat Beats gets a good vibe regarding the support for the project. You know what I mean? Like, we don't live in the 90s anymore, right? So it's not like people necessarily have turntables to purchase vinyl and play vinyl like heads do, like you and I. But the average person streams their music on Spotify or Apple Music or any of those platforms. So for a company like Fat Beats to press up vinyl, and I can't fault them. They want to make sure that if they do, they're going to make that money back. So what will give them incentive to press up vinyl is if the project is doing good digitally. Like, are people buying it? Are people streaming it? Is there attention surrounding the project? And for that to happen, people watching this IG Live need to support, man. Like, whether it's streaming the music, watching the videos, commenting on commenting on whether it's DMT's post regarding a project or mine or Fat Beats. Like, there needs to be evidence that it's going to be worthwhile to press up vinyl. So until that evidence reveals itself, I'm sure Fat Beats is going to try to just continue to monitor how the project's doing. So hopefully people will support, and then Fat Beats will have the incentive to press up vinyl.
So you heard it here first. Listen, everybody that's on SlickBlast RapCast, I'm letting you know now. Please support, and let's make this happen. So a friend of mine from North Carolina, Brad Rock, he's a hip hop head as well. So shout out to him. He said, "Screw streaming." That's what he said, because he physically goes to buy records still in North Carolina and some thrift stores.
That's good. That's great.
He always gets deals. Yeah, he said physical copies all day. So I want to stress it. I want to stress it. Everybody, let's please support this project, because this is real hip hop, and this is what we need to do: is support, because all this, all these Spotify's and the SoundClouds and all that stuff, it gets oversaturated. Like, it's just not the same. So let's support. And Fat Beats.
Not only that, but they, if any audiophile knows that when something gets streamed, it gets compressed down.
Exactly.
And lossless audio sounds so much better than the staircase that it gets turned into when it goes into ones and zeros. It skips over data, and it goes into, little right angles instead of the curve that the actual music is. You know what I mean? So streaming, you never get as good quality streaming as you do with a, actual, like, lossless audio with vinyl,
It's funny because, Rob knows. Rob's been on Show Off Your Gems. He's a part of the Gem fam. Hosted by the great Destroy. He's a great brother, and he's done a lot for the community. Rob knows just like action figures, right? For action figures, collectibles. I want physical. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure you guys feel the same. This whole NFT thing, I'm not knocking it because it's art. I understand that, but for me personally, I'd rather own a physical copy of your album versus a virtual thing where I can't really do anything. It's kind of like just mirror, mirror on the wall. I can't touch the vinyl, and that's all. You asked. It's like I want physical. So Fat Beats, let's make this happen. Let's just
also what concerns me about the storage of everything and the whole cloud aspect. We're all moving toward always online, this cloud aspect. If say that, for instance, everything, an EMP just wipes out everything. There's like, who knows, like there's a big fucking solar flare one day, and the solar wind just wipes out all our data. We lose everything. We don't have any, you know what I mean? All the hard drives are erased. The mainframes are deleted, and all that. Like, there's, if you have it backed up on a hard drive, the hard drive gets wiped out. It's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the more they store things like that, the more chance we have of just losing it's collective human progress.
Yeah. So as an optimist, I'm an eternal optimist, and I'm obviously realistic too at the same time. But I've always been optimistic. I was brought up that way. But I know you guys will be good, and the physical copies will come out, and everything will come to fruition because I believe genuinely. I believe that. You gotta. Here's the thing. Hip hop heads from the '90s that are still alive and well, blessed to be alive. Those people, and then the kids. The parents teach the kids. Like, look, make sure you guys cop that. So it's everything will work out, man, and I believe that. So,
Work.
Yeah, man. So last comment. So stayed in Charlotte, NC. I met met after the show. Got a pic with him somewhere. Okay, I think he's talking about Rob. No, he's talking about Rob. He met you in a show in North Carolina. Rob, do you recall North Carolina show?
I mean, I've been there many times, so I'm not sure which show, but I've always felt that the North Carolinians that turn out to, whether it's my solo shows there, shows that I've had there with Mr. Sinister, Executioners, there's always love, man. People really turn out and get into it, man. So I'm not surprised to hear someone from North Cackalack is tuned in and showing love. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's a shout out to Brad Rock 24/7. He's right there, Brad. The Neighborhood Theater. Okay, it's called the Neighborhood Theater in he said it 2004 to be exact. So
so that was with the Executioners for sure.
Oh, dude, wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I remember that. Yeah, there was I think the venue had seats, and I remember it was one of the fucking coolest shows. Yeah, it worked. Yeah.
Very cool. And so hopefully, God willing, like I said, once everything gets back to normal, as I see it's already getting to that point. At some point, man, I would love to see you guys come to Chicago, and I would definitely like to, we could kick it, have some lunch, and build, man. It'll be cool to see you guys perform here at some point when everything comes natural to normal, and obviously, if the groove comes back, that'll be cool to see you guys in Chicago too, because we love scratchaholics, man. I'm a scratchaholic, man. I love the scratches, and it's very vital in hip hop. It's very.
Yeah, you're dope too, man. I heard some of your tracks. You're dope too. We'll have to get a cipher going.
Hey, anytime. I'm down whenever, bro. I'm down whenever. So
Word.
appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's kind
Yeah.
words, my brother. I appreciate it. But well, cool, man. Any last things? Any shout outs to your family? Any special shout outs, Rob and DMT, that you guys want to shout out before we bounce out of the SlickBlast RapCast?
Yo, I just have two things I want to say, man. Or three things. Thank you for having us, Nostalgic. This was cool.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys coming together, man, for this little IG live and being able to talk about the EP. Support it. Halls of Karma, Fat Beats, Soul Spasm. It's really dope music, man. And I'm not just saying it because myself and DMT did it. Like, it's the kind of music that makes you think, and it's reminiscent of, you know, Public Enemy and
Yes.
you know, that rap that like speaks truth to power. That's really what we're trying to do, man. So I hope people, you know, take in all your, you know, whatever, you know, mindless shit that you take in, but balance that out with some shit that does make you think. Like, there has to be a balance to everything, right? So
Well said.
sometimes junk food is okay, you know, a Snickers bar or whatever, but then you know you want to eat your salad too, you know. So balancing out what you're taking in is important, and that's what we're trying to do with the EP, is just balance out a lot of the typical music that you hear today. So support Halls of Karma. Side note, I got a DJ school called Brolic Army DJ School, and anyone out there that's a DJ that's interested in leveling up, as they say, and understanding the history behind the techniques that you see DJs like myself do on social media, IG posts or live, definitely check out the school, BrolicArmyDJSchool.com. And I just want to give a big shout to the Real DMT, man. Like, he did his thing on this project, and
Thank you, bro.
yeah, man, he's not like as well known as a lot of the, you know, more primetime rappers, so to speak, are, right? He's more underground, but he's still talented, man. And hopefully people will sit down and hear him out, because he has a lot of deep shit to say.
Absolutely. Well said, Rob. Thank you for that. Well said. And then DMT, anything you want to say?
In addition to what Rob was saying, as far as the Brolic Army DJ School, I've personally had the honor of witnessing DJs grow from fledgling DJs to amazingly talented beat jugglers and scratchers, and I've watched their progression from them stumbling on stage, you know what I mean, being like, and, you know, kind of was like, shit, you know, to being confident and scratching and killing their routines. And that's just a testament of Rob's talent as a teacher and ability to really get the techniques across, you know, as one of like the God. Oh no.
Yo.
Rob, I think he might have accidentally got off the live. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck. Damn. Just as he was giving me props too.
Yeah, no, man. Maybe we could wait up like a minute to see if he gets back on.
Yeah, all right, no worries.
Let me ask you real quick then, once he's doing that. I wanted to ask you, bro, do you what's your diet like? Like, do you do a lot of protein? What's your, like, do you mix it up? Or
no, a lot of protein, classic workout man's diet, you know, bodybuilder's diet. A lot of protein. I try my best to like eat low carbs, but a lot of times I cheat and I'll eat like bread or rice. And then I just try to make up for it at the gym. Like, I try to work double hard, or maybe run, do some cardio to burn those calories from the carbs. But for the most part, yeah, a lot of protein, and, you know, your basic exercises at the gym, squatting, bench press, a lot of free weight stuff. I really don't fuck with machines much. Because I do a lot of free weight stuff. I feel like that's how you really, if you want to really sculpt your body, free weights is the way to do it. So that and diet, you know, I drink my powder after the gym. I'll drink a protein shake, you know. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. I appreciate
as well.
Trying to get back into that, man, because I drink. I'm a craft beer guy. I drink beer like twice out of the 7 days. And I feel like sometimes unmotivated. So I definitely want to get back into that groove, you know?
Yeah, man.
So
definitely.
That'd be very cool.
It's a great thing, man. That's the fountain of youth, man, the gym. That's where the fountain of youth exists.
Absolutely. And Latino, by the way, you are Latino, so that's
I'm Colombian.
beautiful, man. See that?
Yeah.
So shout out to the rich Latino culture and hip hop. You know, obviously
Word.
Rock included in this great fruitful group. And again, man, I want to thank you for being on. And DMT,
Yo, right on.
yeah, DMT. I'll just I'll holler at him after this.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a perfect way to go out. Cause
Right on.
hey,
Word. Thanks for having us, man.
God bless you, man. Have a good
All
night.
right, man. Peace.
Peace out. Yes, sir. All right, that was Rob. Thank you. That was Rob and DMT. I'm the Bald Kid Nostalgic. This is SlickBlast RapCast. I'll be posting. Please support the album. Halls of Karma. God bless.